TinkerCAD tips. In a prior tutorial, a non-narrated one, I had shown how I made this straw topper in TinkerCAD. And a couple of people have asked for a narrated version, so I thought I would do this one. And since I'm limited to 10 minutes, I'm going to do this rather quickly and maybe not as fancy as this, but more basic. Let's go ahead and grab all of this, move this up out of the way so we have a clean workspace here. The first place I want to go is to a place where I can find a good font to use. I want to use a fancy font that isn't normally available in TinkerCAD. This is one of my favorites called dafont.com. Tons of fonts here to download. And I had found this one here. I clicked on Groovy, and I found this one here called the Augusta. I'm going to click on Download. There's our dialog. It's a zip file. It's going to my STL folder. I'm going to click Save. I go to my STL folder. There's my zip file. I'm going to right-click on that. I'm going to use 7-zip to extract it. There's my folder. And you see in here we have an OTF file. Now we need to convert this OTF to an SVG. And for that, I'm going to use this site called cloudconvert.com. And I'm doing an OTF to SVG conversion. I'm going to click on Select File. I'm going to go to my desktop here. Let's go to my STL folders. Let's go into that folder. There's my OTF. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on Convert. We have to give it a minute to upload, process. There's our download. We'll click on Download, and again, I got to traverse back to my desktop folder where that belongs. There we go. Now if I come to my folder, if I go back, right here, I have the Augusta.svg. Let's go back to TinkerCAD now. We'll zoom out a little bit. Now we want to go over here and do a search. And up here in the search parameters, I'm going to put in just the word font. And we're looking for this shape generator here, the custom text, or the custom font text. So the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to where it asks for the picture, and this is where we have to select that SVG. I'm going to click on Choose One. There's my Augusta SVG. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to come into the text here. I'm going to change that to my name. We'll give it a minute to resolve. All right, that's what it looks like now. Now, of course, like with any object, we could resize this to any size we want. All right, for now, let's leave that as blue. Now we need to make a background for this. And to make a background, we're going to need to have this as an SVG file itself. So while this is selected, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to click on Export. I'm going to click on SVG. Here's my working folder. And I'm just going to leave it named as copy of strawtopper.svg. I'm going to click Save. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to click on Import, choose File. There's my SVG file. I'm going to click Open. I'm going to leave all of these dimensions as they are. Click Import. We'll give that a moment to bring it in, and then it'll look like this. So here's our actual text. This is the SVG. Now what we need to do is to make a couple copies of this. So the first thing I want to do, as I usually do with any SVG, is I'm going to increase the quality to its maximum setting. Let's go ahead and, for the sake of clarity, let's change this to yellow. Now we're going to need to make a couple copies of this to make inner and outer outlines, etc. So follow along here. I'm going to select this. I'm going to click Duplicate. We have the duplicate selected. I'm going to come here to Fill Mode, and I'm going to change this first one to Silhouette. What that'll do is it'll fill in the hole in the E. I'm going to click Duplicate again. Also, quality is 24. I'm going to change this one to inner line. I'm going to leave the line width as 5. Give that a moment. I'm going to click duplicate one more time. Whoops, on this inner line one, we want to change the corners of this. Let's make them round. Okay. Now let's make a duplicate of that. We're going to call it outer line round. Now let's increase the line width a bit. Well, that looks pretty good. It's made it a bit bigger. Now if we select all of these and merge them together, we should have a nice solid background that we can work with. Now with the new grouping tools that we have here, we can do a bundle group or a union group. And in this case, we want to do a union. We want to actually combine all of these together. Okay, there we have it. We have a nice background for it. Now we need to place this on top of it. So to do that, we can use our cool little cruise tool here. Click on Cruise Tool. Grab this center dot. Bring that up there. We can zoom in a bit here. Let's go ahead and shrink that down a little bit. Okay. We can select the both of these and do a quick alignment. Align that direction and that direction. That's how you would do that. Now on a standard color printer, you could actually do a color change by doing a change filament at layer height, or this could be printed on a bamboo printer, obviously, with multicolor as well. Well, now let's say I wanted to turn this into a straw topper. For the moment, let's go ahead and pick up this lettering here. Let's bring this up. Let's come down to our background here. Let's make this quite a bit thicker. There we go. Let's use our work plane tool for a moment. We're going to click W, put the work plane on top of there, select our lettering, hit the letter D to drop it. Click W, put our work plane back. All right, now let's bring out a whole cylinder here. Let's make it a little taller. I'm going to hold Alt and Shift and click on a corner. Now, since I don't know how big the diameter of the straw is, I'm just going to make this one 12 millimeters. I'm going to come to the side. I'm going to rotate that over. Oops, let's do that again. There we go. Let's make it a bit longer. All right, let's do some quick alignments. While this is selected, I'm going to shift select this yellow part. Click Align. I'm going to click on the yellow part to make it the master so it doesn't move. We're going to align in that axis, and over here in this direction. Okay, it looks like we need to make that cylinder just a wee bit longer. We can do that just by stretching it here. Stretching it in this direction. Now we can select the two of those objects, the hole and the yellow part, and we're going to do a union group. We actually want to cut that hole in it. Give that a moment to resolve, and there we have it. Now this could all be grouped together. We could do a union grouping here. Let's go ahead and click on this and make it multicolor. Now we could export that as an STL and send it off to our printer. As always, like, follow, and repost. If you have any comments, you know where to drop those. If you have ideas for new TinkerCAD tip tutorials, drop those to me in a DM. In the meantime, have a great weekend and happy tinkering.